Hallo und willkommen. Ich bin Meister Lehns and you're watching Get Germanized. Learn German with German books, or the German Book Club, the Get Germanized Book Club. How about that?
All on board. What should I do?
Ah, ich weiß.
I've asked you guys on my social media and on the community tab on my main channel here on YouTube if you would be up for a book club where I read books, German or not, and while we discuss them in the comments, you tell me what your opinion is on these books. We read them together, basically. I mean, for the first episode, that wasn't really possible, so I have read a couple of books. I'm gonna give you some time to catch up on those, obviously, and then in the next episode, you can tell me your opinion on them, or under the video, like this video, if you want. Whatever you decide, definitely try to read the next books as well. I'm a slow reader, so the next episode is going to be a while, most likely, depending on how many books we're going to decide to read. I've kind of decided already, but maybe I'm not going to be able to read them all. Some of you guys are really fast readers, I know that. But anyway, without further ado, let's get started with the books I have read already. First up, a Star Wars story, a Star Wars Legends book, Darth Plagueis. A very awesome book for all Star Wars fans. For anyone else who's not really a Star Wars fan, it might be a little bit hard to understand, because this is the book that is kind of like an additional information piece for, well, the other Star Wars movies, like Episode 1, Episode 2, the prequels basically, because it connects to Episode 1 in the end. And it's basically the story of Darth Plagueis, that is the pupil, or the student, the apprentice of Darth Sidious, Emperor Palpatine. Well, the Emperor that everyone knows, the dark hooded figure, the master of Darth Vader, of Anakin Skywalker. And Darth Plagueis is this mysterious figure in the background that has his fangs pretty much in everything. He's a businessman in this story, but secretly, obviously, a Sith Lord. And then at some point he goes to Naboo, to the home planet of, well, Padme. You might know her, the Princess Amidala from the Star Wars movies, from the prequels. And of course also that is the home planet of Emperor Palpatine, of the Emperor of Darth Sidious. And Darth Plagueis just goes there, I think on some kind of intrigue mission it was. And then he finds out, whoa, there's this guy, this Palpatine boy, that is really ambitious and seems to be wanting more than he admits, like political career-wise. And he is very talented in the Force. And he notices that, for example, when they have this walk by, I think it was a river or something like that, like they have a stroll together. And then at some point, Palpatine gets passionate about something, and without even him noticing, stones rise around him and stuff like that. So he taps into the Force without really knowing it. And I thought that was really interesting. All this background information was really cool. I really enjoyed reading this. Some parts I was thinking like, oh, there's a bit too much description of like the place or of what's going on. It felt a bit difficult to read at some parts. It is in German, this one, because I haven't read something in German in a bit. So I thought I'd give it a try, because I'm a big Star Wars fan. For anyone who's not really into, well, sci-fi in general or Star Wars, it might be a bit boring, because it gives you, like I said, a lot of information about how Darth Plagueis and Darth Sidious came to be, and what they have to do with each other, how they're involved, and all of that kind of stuff. I'm gonna not tell you the ending, obviously. That I will leave for you to discover, otherwise it would not make any sense if you read this. But yeah, I've also gotten a lot of cool recommendations from some of you guys for other Star Wars books. Maybe I'm going to read them in the future, but this one was definitely cool, because the Sith side always intrigued me. It was always very interesting to me to see how that works, because, I mean, there are myths or like theories that Jar Jar Binks is Darth Plagueis, or was Darth Plagueis, or was the secret Sith Lord in the background and stuff like that. And I think it's just really interesting to see how that could be true or not, or couldn't be true. Like with this book, it helps definitely to clear some things up, or to even further feed into the theory or different theories altogether. So that was, like I said, a really interesting read for me as a Star Wars and sci-fi fan, really interesting. Also, if you want to give me any book recommendations, I use the app Goodreads. I haven't really added a lot of books yet to my list on it. You can basically, what you can do is add books that you have read, that you want to read, or that you just want to recommend, I suppose. You can have groups. I haven't figured out yet how to open a group. I wanted to open a Get Germanized Book Club group, and I might be able to do that, and then it's in the video description, the name of the group. Definitely add me on the app itself, though. My name there is Get Germanized, so you should be able to find me, and then we can share book ideas and all that good stuff. And you also see my progress. Like I said, I'm not the fastest reader because I don't have that much time. Anyway, continuing. Next up is Uzumaki Spiral into Horror by Japanese manga artist Junji Ito. And this is a book, well, it says spirals. This town is contaminated with spirals. Kuzo-cho, a small fog-bound town on the coast of Japan, is cursed. According to Juichi Saito, the withdrawn boyfriend of teenager Kirigushima, their town is haunted not by a person or being, but a pattern. Uzumaki, the spiral, the hypnotic secret shape of the world. This bizarre masterpiece of horror manga is now available in a single volume. Fall into a whirlpool of terror. Well, basically, I'm going to show you like a little bit here. For example, the artwork is really cool, but also really disturbing, as you can see there. It's a horror manga by Junji Ito, master of horror. Really cool. This was sent to me originally by a subscriber, Renee. Thank you so much again for sending me this. This has set me off on a cool journey. This is the deluxe edition of this manga. Usually it's split up into smaller pieces. This book, as any other book I will present in this series, will be able to be found in the video description, the Amazon link for it. And if there's an audiobook, this probably doesn't have an audiobook, but if there's an audiobook, I'm gonna link it for you as well if you're more into that. But yeah, this is really, really cool. It's mostly black and white, as you can see, and I wouldn't read it if you're a bit more on the sensitive side, because there are some pretty disturbing images in here, I'm not gonna lie. But it was really cool, really interesting. The story is original. I mean, a town haunted by spirals, right? People getting obsessed over the pattern, and then I don't want to take away too much, but weird stuff is happening in this book for sure, like really weird stuff. And it is very satisfying to read because it's very different from what you usually get and what you would expect. I think they even made movies, or a movie out of this. Haven't watched that yet, not sure if it's any good or not, but I can highly recommend this if you're into horror and manga and original stories. Next up is Das Schwert der Vorsehung by Andrzej Sapkowski. I hope I didn't butcher the name here. It is the first book in the installment of the Witcher books in the Witcher series. You might know The Witcher, the video game. This is, I think this is at least the first book. It seems that way to me. I was not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure now, actually. And there are definitely more books. There are like 7 or 8. But this one is written in a way, if you know video games and how you have to do quests sometimes, like there's a person sending you on a quest, and then, well, you do the quest and then you come back and do a completely different quest that might even have a different story to it. This is the way that book is written. Geralt, the Witcher, or Gerald, I'm not sure what you say in English, goes on a quest, a story, and then the next one might be about something completely different, but there is a red line, I think you say a red line in English, right? And roter Faden, we say in German, like a consistent storyline that like is to be seen, or that can be seen throughout the whole book. The Witcher is basically an old, or the Witchers are an old organization. It's very rare that they take on new apprentices. How they take on new apprentices is very interesting, though. They take children away from families as a favor. For example, oh, I'm gonna rid this town of a monster, of a vampire, and you're gonna give me what you didn't expect but got when you got home again, or something like that. So basically, oh, my wife is pregnant. Oh, that's what the Witcher meant. Damn it! Now I have to give her my child. And only every 10th child or so survives the Witcher ceremony, how you become a witcher. I'm not going to tell you yet how that works, but basically witchers have heightened senses, can see in the dark or something, and are really strong and fast, and basically are monster hunters. And this book is about one of the most well-known monster hunters, the most known witchers, Geralt. A very naughty book in a way, because it has a lot of well, naughty stuff in it, like sex scenes sometimes, not too much, but a little bit of erotic fiction in here for sure, and also, well, lots of intense, how do you say it, krasse Sprüche, I want to say, very intense phrases, like he's not censoring what he says, he's cursing and stuff like that, or at least well, he just doesn't give a shit, basically. And this is a book filled with comedy and dark humor. I really enjoyed it, so if you're into that kind of style of writing with like short stories basically following each other, then this is for you. Next up is the second installment, I think it was, in Junji Ito's horror manga series. It is called Tomie. Murdered again and again, one girl always comes back for more. And well, the book is about Tomie, this girl here that you can see. There she is, really pretty girl, but cursed. And what happens is basically men are crazy about her. Men go absolutely batshit insane about her. So crazy that they want to kill her at some point and chop her up into pieces. And that's what they continually do in this book. It is not a spoiler really, because this is just what the book is about. And when Tomie gets killed, weird stuff happens, and it is just really a strange but fascinating read, I thought. I mean, it is kind of a comic book, I suppose, but for me, manga is art. It combines art and a cool story. So anyone who is into that as well, you should give it a try. I'm not sure which one I like better, Uzumaki, like the spiral one, or this one. Both are really cool in their own way. As always, there's not really an ending to it. It's kind of open end, I suppose. Maybe he thought at some point I'm gonna write more, or maybe he just wanted to keep it open to make it more creepy. But yeah, can recommend this for sure. Let me know what you think about these. Should I include more manga in the future or just books? I would love to know. And last but not least, the third, or well, another installment in Junji Ito's series, Gyo. This is called The Def Stench Creeps. This book, well, it says here, the floating smell of death hangs over the island. What is it? A strange-legged fish appears on the scene. So begins Tadashi and Kaori's spiral into the horror and stench of the sea. Here, the creepiest masterpiece of horror manga ever, from the creator of Uzumaki, Junji Ito. Hold your breath until it's all revealed. Something's rotten in Okinawa, it says up here. Oh, I'm not sure if I can show this picture here on the first page. With manga, you read it, of course, different than normal books. Oh, this picture I can show, actually. So it's basically about all these weird creatures with legs appearing and a death stench. Well, so basically it smells like death when they appear, and no one really knows where they came from. And this boy and his girlfriend Kaori, they, I think, are on a holiday and then discover well, first of all, this weird fish with these legs, and the girlfriend goes completely batshit insane, because even though the guy can't smell it at first, she is very sensitive to smells, kind of a diva as well, and so she's really complaining all the time about how it smells so stinky, and she goes, like I said, batshit. And then it gets worse and worse, and more fish appear with these legs, and they follow them and creep the shit out of them, and her especially, and then it all just goes to shit. Basically, it gets worse and worse, as you would expect. That's all I'm gonna say. But I mean, I enjoyed this, but not as much, to be honest, as Uzumaki or Tomie. I didn't find it as entertaining. It was interesting, but the characters I didn't really care for them at all. For example, the girlfriend was just annoying, and yeah, this book kind of has an ending, I think. There's some bonus stories in here which I actually really enjoyed at the very end, in this special edition at least. They put them there. Anything else but that. Well, like I said, it's not my favorite book in the installment, but still interesting to read for sure. If you want to, well, collect all of the books, all of the manga, then I recommend you get your hands on this as well. And now for the books that I want to read for next time, well, definitely one that is a classic that I haven't read yet. It's called American Psycho by Bret, Easton, Ellis. I mean, if you type in American Psycho, or if you find the link in the video description, then yeah, well, you will find it. It's not that hard. The story behind it is Patrick Bateman is handsome, well-educated, intelligent. He works by day on Wall Street, earning a fortune to complement the one he was born with. He's 26 years old and living his own American dream. Basically, it's the story of a psychopath. He is a killer and really charismatic though, and from what I heard, you really feel for the character as well. So this sounds interesting, because feeling for a bad guy in a book, like sympathizing with him if he does horrible shit, is always super confusing, but also really interesting for me. So I was recommended this book and I wanted to check it out because it's a classic. Next up, another mammoth project, at least for me. It's Dune by Frank Herbert, another sci-fi classic. One of the monuments of modern science fiction, says the Chicago Tribune. Here's the novel that will forever be considered a triumph of the imagination. Set on the desert planet Arrakis, Dune is the story of the boy Paul Atreides, who would become the mysterious man known as Muad'Dib, or Muad'Dib. He would avenge the traitorous plot against his noble family and would bring to fruition humankind's most ancient and unattainable dream. A stunning blend of adventure and mysticism, environmentalism and politics, Dune won the first Nebula Award, shared the Hugo Award, and formed the basis of what is undoubtedly the greatest epic in science fiction. Or the grandest epic, it said. So this just sounds like, well, an epic, and it's a classic. And there are movies made from this as well that I have not really seen when I was a kid, because this book is quite old. I'm not sure when it was written exactly, but I think it might have been in the 80s even, or something like that, or even, oh no, 1965 this was published. So it's quite old, but apparently very good. So I'm going to read it and will give you my opinion next episode. And of course, I'm going to read the next installment in the Witcher series, Das Erbe der Elfen. So this is basically the third installment. It's continuing the story that was begun in the first two books, so I'm really excited to see what Geralt the Witcher is up to now. So that's it for the first episode of the Get Germanized Book Club. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and consider supporting me on patreon.com/getgermanized, and also let me know, well, which books you like the most, which you like the least, which books should I read in the future for this series, and what would you like me to present to you? Was this okay, or would you like additional information or less information, or anything really that you have to say? Let me know in the comments below. And apart from that, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to get Germanized. Goodbye and auf Wiedersehen.